My name's Keith Altham. I was a music journalist in the 60s working for the New Musical Express, and one of my small claims to fame is that I came up with the idea of setting fire to Jimi's guitar, and I did the last interview with him about 5 days before he died. The interview took place in the Cumberland Hotel in the suite. There was me and a tape recorder and Jimi and two young ladies. One I think was called Kirsten, who was Swedish, and the other was Devon Wilson, who was a kind of super groupie at the time.
You were quoted in one paper as saying that you didn't really care what you did as long as you turned people on,
Yeah.
right? Now, what do you want to turn people on to, apart from your music? Is there any moral or political intent in the kind of things you want to write?
Oh no, I like for them to get easier in the mind a little bit, because there's too many heavy songs out nowadays. Music is getting, or at least it has been getting too heavy, almost to the state of unbearable, I have this one little saying: when things get too heavy, just call me helium, the lightest known gas to man.
Jimi Hendrix, now I have to tell you, and this probably destroy a lot of stuff, was one of the nicest persons I think I met. He was a real gentleman, very polite, and he used to talk with his hands kind of like this and said, "Well, listen, Gary," in a low voice, so you got your attention. Then he'd giggle kind of. It was quite amusing.
Jimi is still 40 years after the greatest guitarist ever, which is quite amazing because we saw so many guitar players, but not because he played fast, not because he played loud, but because he's Jimi Hendrix, because he's #1 for the famous formula sex, drug, and rock and roll. That's it.
Do you feel personally that you've got enough money now to live comfortably without necessarily making more money as a sort of professional entertainer?
I don't think so. Not the way I'd like to live. Because I want to get up in the morning and just roll over my bed into an indoor swimming pool and then swim to the breakfast table, come up for air and get maybe a drink of orange juice or something like that. Then just flop over from the chair into the swimming pool and swim into the bathroom.
I think Jimi would have loved this room because it captures the feelings and the ambience of the 60s, that feeling of the psychedelia and the colour and that whole kind of, you'd call it kitsch now, but it wasn't kitsch in the 60s, it was kind of fashionable, it was groovy, it was cool, and it's kind of nice to see it now because it kind of takes you right back to that period.